Shavua Tov, Gute Woche. I am Rafael Rabinovich, and I'd like to tell story 168 of the Shivchei Baal Shem Tov, the oldest source of Baal Shem Tov stories ever published. Well, tonight we have two stories in one. We have one story a bit longer and one very short that comes right after, connected with two titles in the one story 168. Says the author of the Shivchei Baal Shem Tov, Rab David of Linitz, I heard from the Rav of our Kehillah, the Rav of our community, meaning Rab Gedalia of Linitz, that in the community of Mikolayev, there were two Hasidim, both of them, their name was David, Rab David. One, Rab David number one, Rab David number two. One was an elderly man that we knew. I guess Sheikarno, either the author himself met him or he and the people he's telling the story to had met him. And the other died in his youth. Once they were traveling with the Baal Shem Tov and they asked, both of them asked, Rabbeinu, what should we be metaken? What should we correct spiritually, right? So the Baal Shem Tov told each one to read out loud a sefer, a certain holy book. One read, I don't know if a Mishnah or the Yaakov or the Zohar. One of these holy books he read, and then he asked the other one to read. And the Baal Shem Tov said, I knew it, and told him to confess his transgression to his friend. And the other one, the Baal Shem Tov asked to get down from the carriage. Went down with him and spoke to him in secret, because there was something of shame in the matter. So the Baal Shem Tov didn't want to put him publicly in shame, but he understood from reading the book, from having the other one confess to him the sin, I know what's going on. I'll talk to you in private. After that, one of the two Rab Davids passed away in his youth. The other Rab David was afflicted for many days because they were very dear to each other. Once that the Baal Shem Tov came to console him, told him, don't worry for your friend, because I was up in the palace of David HaMelech and I saw your friend there, and I asked him about what needed to be corrected, and he told me that it was already corrected during his lifetime. And then I saw the Chacham, I saw the sage, the Tana, Rabbi Akiva, in guard. He was wearing a red tunic, a red dress, and he had a spear in his hand. This is what the Baal Shem Tov saw in the upper worlds, in the celestial palace of the king of King David, of David HaMelech. And then the second story, the continuation of this, I also heard from the same Rav, from the same source, Rav Gedalia, that the Baal Shem Tov saw the Malach Hadraniel, or Hadraniel, however is rendered. This angel, he was the second Malach, the second angel found by Moshe Rabbeinu alav Shalom when he ascended Mount Sinai, Har Sinai, as is mentioned in the Zohar HaKodesh, as it mentioned the Sefer Zohar, the Zohar in the second part, Parshas Noach, I guess page Aleph or the first paragraph, mentions the story that Moshe Rabbeinu saw Malach Hadraniel, so the Baal Shem Tov saw, and I guess is part of what the Baal Shem Tov saw in that place, in the celestial palace. And so are the two stories of tonight, or the two parts, the two connected stories, where the Baal Shem Tov consoles this Rab David about his friend, revealing him that whatever he needed to be metaken, to correct in this life, was already done. After he saw him and he spoke to him, or whatever he saw in the palace of King David, of David HaMelech, up in the heavens. Interesting story. May the merit of all the Baal Shem Tov stories I'm telling protect the Jews all around the world in these days of challenges. May all the Jews who are in enemy hands be released from captivity in peace and come home. May that corner of Eretz Israel come back to Jewish hands, and may we know of war and fear no more. Of course, brachos to everyone for everything that we need materially and physically. We all need. I'm translating all the story of the Shivchei Shem Tov and translating from Hebrew to Spanish in writing. So please come to the channel, look at the stories I'm telling once a week. Give me a like, subscribe, come back next week, tell your friends. And I am working on the translation of this book, hopefully to finish it soon. I appreciate donations to this end. See links below. Shavua Tov. Gute Woche.